my channel and welcome if you are new here. I have a fun video for you today. We are going to talk about the most healthy weight loss foods on earth. These are the 20 foods that provide satiety, fullness, nutrients, and help with weight loss. Now, of course, there are no magic pills. There's no magic foods to lose weight, but there are foods that are nutrient dense that keep you full and that just help your body process effectively, which can help with weight loss. So if you're new, make sure you're subscribed and your bell notification is turned on so you don't miss a single video. I do a lot of tips and tricks, what I eat in the day, meal prep, you name it, it happens here. So make sure you're part of this amazing community. Thumbs up this video if you love all the tips and tricks that I share here on my channel. And without further ado, let's talk about the 20 weight loss friendly foods here on earth. So as we know, a calorie is a calorie. A calorie, the definition of it is a measure of energy. So calories in versus calories out is how we lose weight. However, not all calories are created equal. The calories in junk food, such as candy and chips, have a lot less nutrients, a lot less fiber, protein, carbohydrates than nutrient-dense foods like whole real foods like potatoes or vegetables or fruits. So although calories in versus calories out is how you lose weight, not all calories are created equal. There are so many benefits to eating good quality calories when it comes to weight loss. So we're gonna go over the top 20 weight loss friendly foods here on earth. Number one is whole eggs. Now we know whole eggs in the past have gotten a bad rap for being high in cholesterol, high in fat, but if you aren't over consuming eggs, I mean, we're eating eggs in extreme excess, eggs are actually really good for you. They're a little bit of a superfood. They have protein, they have fat, and they help keep you full. In fact, with a study taken with 30 women, overweight women who ate eggs for breakfast were far less hungry over the course of a 36-hour period than those that ate bagels or carbohydrates or processed foods for breakfast. So not only are eggs going to deliver protein, fat, they're also going to keep you nice and full. Another study found that over the course of 8 weeks, eggs actually helped with weight loss. And that's because, again, they keep you full and satiated, so you're less likely to overeat throughout the day. Eggs are also incredibly nutrient dense. And did you know that most of the nutrients are found in the yolk? So it is important to eat whole eggs. Number 19 are leafy greens. This includes things like kale, spinach, chard, collard greens, really nutrient dense leafy greens. So when you're making that salad for lunch or dinner, make sure that you're incorporating some good leafy greens like kale or spinach into your salad instead of just the traditional iceberg or even the romaine lettuce. But be mindful of your leafy greens. They do fall on the dirty dozen, so it is highly recommended due to pesticide content that you do purchase your leafy greens organic. Leafy greens are a fantastic way to increase the volume of food that you're eating for very little calories. And it is shown that people who incorporate leafy greens into their diet tend to eat overall fewer calories or points because they are satiating and they keep you full and they have very little calories. I believe you can have 1 or 2 cups of spinach for 1 or 2 calories. They're also very high in vitamins, things like antioxidants, minerals, including calcium, and have been shown to help increase less calorie intake as well as overall fat burning in your body. Your body knows how to process leafy greens, so it does it effectively by keeping you full and satiated and even burning a little bit of extra fat and calories throughout the day. Number 18 is salmon. We know how good for you salmon is. Yes, salmon is a fatty fish, but it is a good fat, very similar to avocados. It is a healthy fat, and you absolutely should be including healthy fats in your diet daily. Fatty fish is incredibly satisfying, and it keeps you full far longer than the less fatty fishes. The mahi-mahi, the tilapia, the cod, the halibut, those are a little less fatty, and for the good fat in salmon, it generally has pretty low calories. Fish and seafood in general provide a great source of iodine, and it is so important that we do include iodine in our diet, especially us as women. Iodine is extremely important for thyroid function, but it also helps maintain your metabolism. And we don't want our metabolism to drop because then we're burning less calories throughout the day. Salmon is also loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, which are so important. They help reduce inflammation and they help get your metabolism going. So don't be afraid of good, healthy fats like those found in fatty fishes, avocados, oils such as avocado and olive oil. Make sure that you are including those healthy fats and these fish sources in your daily diet. Number 16 is cruciferous vegetables. Did I say that right? Crunchy vegetables. Let's go with crunchy vegetables. These are things such as broccoli and cauliflower, cabbage and Brussels sprouts. These vegetables, these crunchy vegetables, are very high in fiber, and it is so incredibly important that we get enough fiber in our diet. Not only does fiber help regulate your system, keeps you regular, let's be honest, it also helps keep you nice and satisfied and full throughout the day. And what's even crazier is these types of vegetables, the broccolis, the cauliflowers, Brussels sprouts of the world, have a good punch of protein. Now, of course, not as much as a meat source like chicken or fish or steak, but they pack a good punch of protein for a vegetable. So it's important to not only use these for satiation, but also use these for their punch of protein. These also have a good amount of volume of food for low calories. They're nutritious and they also contain cancer-fighting substances. So make sure that at least with 2 to 3 meals a day, you're including some type of crunchy, fiber-dense vegetable. Number 15 is lean chicken and lean beef. Now we know sometimes meat gets a bad rap. It's been demonized, but honestly, meat is, first of all, important in a diet for its protein content. You are going to get the most protein out of meats in general. So you want to focus on lean meat such as chicken and lean beef, lean ground beef for your diet, just to help eliminate that extra saturated fat. The confusion with meat comes with processed meats versus unprocessed meats. So things such as lunch meats can be detrimental to your health due to the nitrates and nitrites and some of those ingredients you can't pronounce added to your lunch meat. But unprocessed meats have actually shown to be beneficial for weight loss. Unprocessed lean meats do not raise the risk of diabetes or heart disease. They actually do quite the opposite. They fuel your body. They give you the protein that you need to make it through the day. They help increase your metabolism because it takes a lot for your body to process meat in general, whether it's lean or not lean. It takes your body a lot of energy to process that. Lean meats have a very high protein content, like we mentioned, and protein is so important. People who eat a high protein diet generally burn between 80 and 100 extra calories per day. An extra 80 to 100 calories a day, yes, please, I'll burn that by just eating protein. And that's because, again, it takes your body energy to process the protein that you're eating. Studies have shown by increasing your protein intake to 25% of your daily calories. So let's say that you eat 1,000 calories a day, which we never do. No one should eat 1,000 calories a day. 25% of that would be at least 250 calories per day of protein. It is proven that by eating 25% of your daily calories of protein, it cuts your cravings by 60%. 60, which means no more late night snacking, which means more weight loss. Next is boiled potatoes. And we're talking basic white potatoes. They also get a bad rap, but there are a lot of benefits for incorporating white potatoes into your diet. Potatoes have a diverse nutrient profile. They really contain just a little bit of everything. In fact, there have been people that have lived for days, weeks, and months on potatoes alone and been just fine. They are getting the nutrients that their body needs. They are full and they are satisfied. Potatoes are high in potassium, which is honestly a nutrient that a lot of people are lacking. Potassium plays an important role in your blood pressure. So it's really essential that you get enough potassium in your diet. And let's revisit the fact of it being boiled potatoes. When it comes to feeling satisfied, white boiled potatoes score the highest. They are the potato cooked by boiling that score the highest in overall satisfaction, keeping you full and satiated throughout the day. Other great sources along the lines of boiled potatoes are things like sweet potatoes. We know that those are really good for you as well. And turnips. There are a lot of things you can do with turnips. I'm recommending clicking over to Google and Googling cooking turnips because you can make them into fries. You can add them to bulk up meals and they have a really good potato texture and consistency. Number 13 13 is tuna. Now, again, another food that gets a bad rap due to its mercury content, but tuna is packed. And I mean packed with protein for very, very little calories. It's a very lean fish, which means that it is also low in fat. In fact, fitness competitors, bodybuilders, bikini models, they really focus on tuna as a big source of protein while they're trying to cut for a competition because it is extremely high in protein, but very low in fat. Just make sure you're choosing your tuna canned in water, not oil. You can eat it plain. You can make sandwiches out of it, wraps. You can add it to a salad. Tuna is an excellent, excellent choice. Number 12 are beans and legumes. The 3 beans that are most beneficial for weight loss are lentils, black beans, and kidney beans. These beans are very, very high in protein and high in fiber, the 2 things that lead to feeling full and satisfied. They also have a little bit of resistant starch, which is a really good way to help keep full as well. So make sure you're incorporating some type of bean into a meal every single day. Just be mindful of how much beans you're eating. They are a little bit calorie dense and they can have some adverse side effects if you overeat beans. You have to get your body used to consuming beans or legumes on a regular basis. Number 11 is soup. And we're not necessarily talking canned soup. We're talking more homemade soup. Taking all of those veggies that you have left over in your fridge, or maybe some cooked chicken or turkey that you have left over, and making them into a soup. Basically adding a solid food to some type of liquid, whether that be water or broth, and making a really low calorie, fiber-rich, protein-rich homemade soup. There are studies that show that taking the exact same food, say that chicken, those vegetables, and turning that into a soup led to people eating less calories and feeling more full and satisfied. Just be mindful of what you're adding to the base of your soup. Make sure that you're not adding a lot of extra calories and fats, that you're keeping it lean and delicious. And soup, you really cannot go wrong with soup. Number 10 is the love of my life, and that is cottage cheese. You know my obsession with cottage cheese. The number 1 reason that I like it, besides it tastes delicious, is that it is extremely low calorie and extremely high protein. Basically, calorie for calorie, cottage cheese is a very, very high protein, very little carbohydrate, and very little fat. Cottage cheese is also extremely high in calcium, extremely high in protein, and can actually aid in fat burning. Some other great resources for dairy would be things such as Greek yogurt and Skyr, am I pronouncing that right? Skyr yogurt. I'll put it here for you. Those are great ways to get in little calories and lots of protein. Number 9 is another one of my favorite foods, and this is avocados. We all know that avocados are a little bit higher in fat. Although it is healthy fat, they are a little more calorie dense, and again, they do have a little bit more fat. The good fat is monounsaturated oleic acid. This is the same healthy fat that is found in things like olive oil. Despite having a lot of fat, they also contain a lot of water and fiber, which makes them such an incredible food. Add them to your salad, your sandwich, your burger, and add that extra bit of healthy fat. Avocados also contain many, many important nutrients, including fiber, which helps keep us full, and potassium, which our body needs. Next is apple cider vinegar. Now, I personally have not gotten on the apple cider vinegar train. I will say that I do use it in cooking. I will use it often in salad dressings, but I don't take apple cider vinegar shots. It's actually proven not to be as effective as people think. But let's talk about why apple cider vinegar can aid in weight loss. So consuming apple cider vinegar along a higher carb meal. So let's say that you're having a pasta and you're pairing that with a salad. It would be beneficial to make a dressing out of apple cider vinegar, because when paired with a higher carb meal, studies have shown that people eat 200 to 275 less calories a day when they're pairing apple cider vinegar alongside high carb. It also has been proven to reduce blood sugar spikes after meals. So again, if you can incorporate it into some type of condiment or dressing, if you want to do apple cider vinegar shots, it's kind of up in the air whether that's effective or not. Some studies say it is, some studies say it isn't. Just be mindful of apple cider vinegar and your teeth, because it can take off the enamel on your teeth. So maybe drink it through a straw or dilute it down. Entirely up to you, but try to use apple cider vinegar, if anything, in your condiments and in your dressings. Nuts. Nuts are an excellent source of fiber, protein, and healthy fats. And honestly, nuts are not as fattening as you may think. Studies have shown that nuts can improve metabolic health and even help improve weight loss. And those who eat nuts tend to be healthier and leaner than those who do not eat nuts. Make sure that you don't go overboard, that you're mindful of your portion size, because nuts are high in calories. They do have some fats in them. But again, they're a great way to get in some fiber, some protein, and some healthy fats. Next is whole grains. We know how important whole grains are in our diet. We're not talking white Wonder Bread. We're talking whole complete grains. What we mean by whole grains are grain products that are loaded with fiber and a little bit of protein. That is what constitutes a whole grain. It's not processed down. It is in its natural whole form. Some examples are rolled oats, brown rice, and quinoa. And again, rolled oats are heavily sprayed with glyphosate, which is the active ingredient in Roundup. Rice and quinoa should also be purchased organic due to its pesticide content. So if it's in your budget, if you're able, I would recommend at least getting your whole grains in organic form. Oats are loaded with soluble fiber, which your body can digest. It helps keep you full and keeps you satisfied. Both brown rice, quinoa, and white rice have resistant starch, which is good for your body. The best way to get resistant starch is to allow your rice or your grain to cool first a little bit before eating. That solidifies that resistant starch. Also, be mindful when you see whole grain, whole food, whole wheat on a label. Read your ingredients, because they can still be laden with fattening items, processed items, sugars. Just because it says whole grain or whole wheat on a package doesn't mean that it's healthy. So read your ingredient label. Number 5 is chili powder. Now I know that this is controversial as well. They say that by eating spicy foods, you burn more calories. I'm not sure that's entirely accurate. However, there are some nutritional benefits of things such as chili powder. Chili powder includes capsaicin. I'll put that also here on the screen for you. It says that this not only aids in fat loss, but it also is shown to reduce your appetite. You'll even find chili powder sold in like weight loss supplements, which I don't believe in weight loss pills. The only way to lose weight is calories in versus calories out, but you will see this played into weight loss supplements as well due to its capsaicin ingredient. I also will tell you that if you are someone that eats a lot of chili powder or a lot of spicy foods, studies have shown that there will be no effect for you because your body has built up a tolerance. So I say take this chili powder thing with a grain of salt. Number 4 is fruit. Now, even though fruit is nature's candy and it has naturally occurring sugar, fruit is incredibly important for your diet. Studies have shown that people who eat a high diet of fruits and vegetables are healthier than those who do not. Even though fruit contains natural sugar, they have what's called low energy density, and they also take a while to consume. You actually have to chew the fruit. Now, this is if you are eating fruit in its whole form, not blended up in a smoothie. So this kind of goes back to the whole blended fruit debacle with Weight Watchers. Weight Watchers made blended fruits points because you don't have to chew them. So your body doesn't take the energy to process down the fruit because it's already done for you in the blender. Now, we know this is a big debate. I do not count blended fruit, but I believe that that's the reasoning behind WW making blended fruit points. You work the program however works for you. I know some of you count it, some of you don't. If it stunts your weight loss, then start counting your blended fruit. If it doesn't, then you do you. Plus, fruit is loaded with fiber, which helps prevent the natural sugar from being digested in your body and going into your bloodstream. Next is grapefruit. Now, I have just started to get on the grapefruit bandwagon. I bought some from Imperfect Foods, and I'll link Imperfect Foods with $10 off your first box down below for you. They help prevent food waste by taking overstock in stores and selling it to you at an incredible price. And I ordered some grapefruits for them, and I am loving them. In a 12-week study of 91 obese people who ate 1/2 of a grapefruit every day, it resulted in an overall weight loss of 3.5 pounds. That's pretty incredible. It's great to add grapefruit to your breakfast, or maybe even eat half of a grapefruit before a meal to help keep you a little bit more full and not overeat on some of those more calorie dense foods. There are just a lot of benefits with fruit in general and citrus such as grapefruit, and I'm glad that I'm starting to love them and incorporating them into my diet as well. Number 2 is chia seeds, and I love me some chia seeds. Chia seeds are among the most nutritious food on the planet. Yes, the most nutritious. They do contain 12 grams of carbohydrates per ounce, which is said to be pretty high. However, 11 grams of that is fiber, which is essential in weight loss, satiety, and diets in general. So it's important to eat chia seeds, even though they are carbohydrate rich. Most of that is fiber, so it's very, very good for you. It kind of cancels out the other bit of carbohydrates. Because of their high fiber content, you know that chia seeds can take on a lot of water, about 11 to 12 times their weight. It makes them kind of gelatinous. They form kind of a gel, and that's what happens in your stomach as well. So chia seeds keep you really, really full and satisfied, plus deliver a punch of nutrients. Number 2 is coconut oil. And if you remember, in a WW workshop a few weeks ago, they said that coconut oil is a saturated fat and should be avoided. And I disagreed with that in my weigh-in video. Yes, coconut oil is a saturated fat. How you know that something is a saturated fat is it becomes solid at room temperature. So coconut oil is solid at room temperature. Avocado oil and olive oil is not. So that would make them unsaturated fats versus coconut oil being a saturated fat. But coconut oil has a ton of health benefits. Coconut oil is high in fatty acids and MCTs. These are good fats for your body, essential fats for your body. Coconut oil is extremely calorie dense. It is a saturated fat, so it does have a lot of fat. So I wouldn't recommend adding coconut oil to your diet. Instead, replace some of the unhealthy oils, the vegetable oils, canola, soy oils, and replace that with coconut oil. They deliver about the same calories, but you're getting a lot more fatty benefits from the coconut oil than you are from those processed refined oils. If you're not a coconut oil fan, extra virgin olive oil, a high quality extra virgin olive oil, and avocado oils are said to be the best oils on the planet. So those are options for you as well if coconut oil isn't your thing. And number 1 is another food that holds a very special place in my heart, and that is full fat yogurt. So you didn't hear me say reduced fat, non-fat, low fat, full fat yogurt. Full fat yogurt contains probiotic bacteria, which helps with gut health. Now, when you make full fat yogurt, low fat, reduced fat, fat free, you take out all of those probiotics that help with gut health. So you're taking out all of the important nutrients out of the yogurt by reducing its fat content. By consuming full fat yogurt, it helps with inflammation and leptin resistance, which are main causes of obesity. So it's important, again, full fat yogurt, full fat dairy in general. You're not going to see a big bump in calories or points, but you're going to feel more satiated. You're going to get all of the gut health and nutritional benefit. Also remember that when they make things low fat, fat free, or reduced fat, they usually add sugar or unhealthy ingredients to those items to make them taste better. So another reminder to read your ingredient label, but I highly encourage you to stick with full fat yogurt and dairy instead of reduced or low fat. Take the point hit. It is worth it for the nutritional value, the gut health, the probiotic, and the health benefits. So those are the 20th healthiest foods on the planet that aid in weight loss. And I want to take a moment here. Let's pause. Did you notice that the majority of these 20 foods fall on the WW 0-point foods list? Isn't that a coinky-dink? I think not. I think that WW knows that the foods that they have put on that 0-point foods list are on that list because they are healthy for you. They keep you full, satisfied, they provide nutrients, fiber, and protein, and they aid in weight loss. Now, granted, some of these foods were not on the 0 points list. Some of these foods, in fact, are pretty high points. Things such as avocados, full fat dairy, chia seeds. Now, I hope WW revamps that a little bit, but if you're going to spend your points somewhere, spend them on foods that fuel your body. Don't spend them on processed junk. Spend them on good whole foods that keep you full and satisfied and that aid in your weight loss. So hats off, kudos to WW for choosing their 0-point foods list out of these 20 healthy foods. So that's it, my friends. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. I hope that these 20 foods really help you know what to add to next week's grocery list. It is important to eat an overall well-rounded diet, but also incorporate healthy fats, lots of protein and fiber into your diet. You are going to eat a lot less when you are full and satiated. So highly recommend taking note of these 20 foods. In fact, what I will do is I will type these up down in the description box for you so that they're at a glance. It's just really important to eat a whole food, well-rounded diet. Of course, toss some treats in every once in a while, even some processed foods, but really focus on the 0 Point Foods. So thank you so much for watching. If you're new, subscribe, join my YouTube friends and family. It's a wonderful, wonderful place to be. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And of course, check out that description box down below for links and discount codes to my favorite things and the link to head over and join my Facebook group. And these 20 foods will be listed down there as well. Thank you guys again so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
Funny how the story goes, little hope but bigger dreams.